West, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now it's Carson. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. After all of the turnover woes that they had last week, another turnover on the first drive of the game.
And when you dive into the analytics of football, it's real simple. If you're down in turnover margin, you're not going to win very many football games. The best teams always rank in the upper part of the league in terms of turnover margin.
And last week's number for them was 5 turnovers. And as you saw, another one there. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Rosen. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. K.J. Wright coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw is Rosen. And he finds Tyler Kroft. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 2nd down, Johnson. He can't get him down. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
He wasn't ready! He wasn't ready! Strong left! Strong left!
And they'll throw it with Rosen. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football, worked so hard to get his feet down in bounds, tried to do the toe tap. My dad's an accomplished tap dancer. I'm not sure he would have gotten his feet in on that one.
Is he really, by the way?
That he is.
How about that? What about young Davis?
No, it did not. It did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stopped right there.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
He's going to get it running right. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only give up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Clear, clear. Hey. 19.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Now, Barney, Barney. Back to that Philly. Here we go.
They begin the drive with Johnson. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On second down, here's Rosen. Screenplay, Johnson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2, now third down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on third? They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. The wrist seems fine. The legs were never a problem. As DJ's in the backfield again on 1st and 10. Sheds off the tackle. And the grab by Croft. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On second down, Rosen. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Frank Clark in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. The Cardinals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Nazir Jones, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent, that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go! White 90!
Now Hundley. This will be his first throw off the bench. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing, Hundley. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now Hundley. He's got it. The tight end, Jeff Hireman. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Flex round! Flex round!
They're going to look to throw. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 47 yards. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And now it's Rosen looking. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A first down carry here for Johnson. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Taken in at the 11th. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 2nd down, here's Penning. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Back to throw now on 1st down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play.
Flex round! Flex round!
They'll drop the throw. Escaping the pressure right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I like the design of that play, or shall I say the way it ended up. Quarterback ends up to the right side. Gets outside of the pocket. How about the tight end staying in his sight line and getting to that same part of the field, and they find each other for the completion.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it's 3rd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Gostkowski's kick is good. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Barkevious Mingo. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cardinals. Malcolm Mitchell, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cardinals are in for 6. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. to Penny. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go. They'll set up to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return is Peterson. Terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So out now come the Cardinals. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now Rosen on 1st down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Rosen. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. The Cardinals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Space to run past the 20. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. To throw is Rosen. Flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again. Jaron Reed in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a gain of 5, but they're still left with a long 4th and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now it's Peterson. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. And it's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, it's Rosen. Screen play, Johnson. And now running right through it. Breaks the tackle, now Allen. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Rosen off the play action. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. 3rd and goal. Rosen escaping the pressure right. And the Cardinals are in. Touchdown.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Now Prater to add the PAT. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left, and no good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right. And this one's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll look to throw here. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He's got Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Hundley now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Hundley. He's got it complete to Braxton Miller. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there at 22. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance.
And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Conley. Flushed out right. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
The Seahawks on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11.
Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
Now back to throw. Baldwin with it over the middle. And they'll get this down to the 10. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Ohio!
He'll drop to throw. And he will. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Here's Johnson. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll throw it with Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Malcolm Mitchell out of the University of Georgia was the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Rosen. And that's caught by Smith. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, fourth quarter. He's played mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, he spent time in the film room and they worked on his mechanics. Sometimes it's just your team believing in you, your coaching staff believing in you, and you relax and play to your potential. He's doing that in this game.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
On second down, Rosen. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
On third down, Rosen. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's fourth. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So here comes the veteran Matt Prater in a big spot in this ball game. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Carson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. They run again with Carson. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And the Seahawks on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Flex round! Flex
back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. He's back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The free safety, Trey Boston, there to knock it away. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah,
and I love how you describe that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's a give to Penny. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rosen. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. They were looking for Johnson that time. 3rd down here.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Here's Rosen. And able to find Kirk complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
And
they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And this isn't going to get there. It's no good. Didn't get enough leg on it. Not what you'd expect from an NFL kicker. And it's going to be the final act of this ball game. Well, Charles, coaches always talk after losses about putting that behind you and moving on. But in a case like this, when you could have won it with a chip shot field goal and you miss it, that is going to sting for a little while, isn't it?
Some are tougher to put behind you than others, right? We always talk about compartmentalizing. What is the rule? Coaches always talk about 24-hour rule after a game, and then you move on. That's tough because that was a very makeable field goal. In fact, I think you and I were both just shocked that he didn't knock it through the post, and they end up walking off the field losers.
So for the Seahawks, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.